Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado, and I have today a 2022 S model Kia Telluride in black copper. Kind of a rare color. I know in this dealership we probably only had one in the last year in the black copper color, and it really does sparkle in the sun. It has those red flakes in it, which hopefully, translates on camera. But I do have the black copper here and the exterior color with the interior color of black. If you are new to my channel, I do walkarounds on video on cars and put them on video. That way you can see kind of like the everyday features that a buyer would probably want to know. And if you are new to my channel and you like what you see, go ahead and like and subscribe. It definitely does help me out. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm in striking distance. I'm only about 300 away, which hopefully doesn't take that long, but I am in striking distance. But here we go. So again, 2022 Kia Telluride in the black copper paint. Up front you do have the tiger nose grille with the Kia script badging, and then Telluride right there across the front. Let me see if I get a good angle, because I think the sun's shining really nice right here. You might be able to see those red flakes that make it the black copper right there in the hood. You do have the grille here, again the tiger nose grille with the headlights. I love the D-shaped headlights. This is the last year of the D-shaped headlights. The 2023s will no longer have those LED D-shaped headlights, which kind of is a shame. Coming along to the side, you do see the vent there, which is not fully functional, but it is a really nice aesthetic look there. Coming along to the side again, this guy is a 3.8 liter V6, which is really nice to have. The one reason they don't really put V6s in Sorento anymore is because of the popularity of the Telluride. That's why they switched Sorento over to the 2.5 turbos and the 1.6 turbos. But it is, I just wanted to point that out. Love the back of the badge, the back of the car here. It's got the script badging, which I am a huge fan of. One thing I really like that Kia is doing this year is they are not putting the badging on the back that tells you the model. So this one is an S model, so it's the second trim level, but you could not tell that by the badging, because there is no badging. Normally it would be right around there somewhere, which it does not have. You can definitely see the parking sensors along the back though, because it just does have rear cross traffic detection. And then you do have the kind of the cascading lights there. There is not an automatic lift gate in the S model, so it is a handheld and it's pretty easy to manipulate. And then here is the back. So if you're new to Telluride, Telluride does have more space behind the third row than any other mid-level SUV on the market, which is kind of cool because you can fit a lot back here with the third row up. And then you have an insane amount of cubby space underneath, which is really cool. That is where the spare tire spools down. People always ask me, how do I get my tire down? That is where you get it. It's even marked there, spare tire. But I do get that question a lot. Child anchor locks. So you can put a car seat here. So you got child anchor locks on the second and third seat, not on that one. Instead you get a little hook here, so if you have anything that requires... Alright guys, sorry about the sudden interruption there. Going back to the back here of the Telluride S model in black copper, you do have the third row seating, which you can release by using these little Velcro straps here. When they're in the down position, they fit very nicely there as the strap. But all you do is take this up, give it a little bit of a pull, and then push forward, and then that seat goes flat, which is really, really cool. A full-size adult can fit in the back of the Telluride. So there's a little peek at the legroom there. I'm 5'9", 187 pounds, and I fit perfectly fine back here. You have USB charging ports in your third row as well as cup holders. But again, if you're going on a long trip, you may not be the most comfortable in the third row as an adult my size, but it's definitely doable. And there are cars out there that are much, much, much worse. Kia actually does pride themselves in their legroom in the third row, which is really cool. the little button here on the back, it says second and then the little LR, that's for your second row. So if you want to drop the seats in the second row, you can. So if I go ahead and I press this little R button right there, that seat is gonna fall. Now it normally falls flat, but that that passenger seat might be pushed all the way up. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that now. Let me go ahead and unlock the car. So again, this guy folds flat, so you can kind of see that. You do have child anchor locks in your second row as well, so behind every seat you do have the little hook there for the child anchor locks, and then down below, if you see the little silver hooks there, that's where you would clip them in. You do have this armrest there, which is pretty articulate. It can articulate very well. Hope I'm using that sentence right, because it's articulate and it can articulate. So pretty cool. Definitely one of the improvements they've made in the slight redesign they did last year is they changed the armrest a little bit in the second row. The most popular feature in the second row is got to be the USB-C chargers here behind the driver and passenger seat. You have one there and one there, so you can plug your cell phones in there, laptops, anything that you need charged. Really cool. You also have the hooks there for bags or purses, so if you have, let's say you're the passenger, I would hook your purse to the back of the driver. That way you can go catty corner and you can easily reach into your purse if you didn't want your purse in the way, which is pretty nifty. Then you also have a charging port down there. It should be a 112 volt. Cup holders galore in this car, so you have two cup holders there for the front. You have cup holders in the door well right there. You have cup holders in the third row, so there's, you know, two back there, so that's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then there's two more up there, 12. You technically have 12 cup holders in this guy, so definitely more cup holders than people. And then you can control the climate up top right there. So your back row passengers can control their climate. You can also control it from the master control in the infotainment system in the front, which is really cool too. Got your map pockets back here, which is really neat. And then this is kind of a look at the door. So to get into the third row, you have a couple of options. So you have the button on the door right there. If you press that button, it will slide forward. You also have, if I can do this one-handed, hold on. You have the little handle there, so you can, you know, manipulate the seat, but you also have a button right there. So if you press that button, it slides forward. So then once it slides forward, you can kind of use a little hand hook that's right here in the interior side. Get your little hand hook, and then you can easily get into the back. So pretty neat. Again, like I said, a full-size adult can fit in the third row. What's also really cool is that these seats have a bar underneath them, so that second row seat is adjustable, so you can adjust room for your back passengers if you have someone little up front that doesn't mind sacrificing some legroom, because you can pull them all the way back if need be. Alright, so let's go to my favorite part of the car, which is the front cabin. So I'm just going to close all of these guys. Pretty easy to close. Walk around. You have a push and pop gas cap. Let me go ahead and talk about that real quick. So if the car is unlocked, your gas cap will open by just pressing it. If your car is locked, that will not open. You could press it all day long. It will not open once the car is locked. So unlocked it opens, locked it does not. Okay, coming along to the door here. Quietly, one of my favorite features is the little button on the door. It's a 2-press button, so if you press it once, it unlocks just the driver's door. If you press it twice in rapid succession, it'll unlock all 4 doors. So kind of really do like that feature. So just starting in the cabin, kind of from left to right, you do have your child window locks and door locks right there, which is pretty cool. Your one-touch window controls for all 4 windows in the vehicle, and then your lock and unlock and your mirror control. Coming here to the driver's seat, you do have automatic seat positions in this model, so it's pretty cool there. And now coming into the car, it is like 85 degrees outside, so I am going to start the guy. See the little welcome sign? Get some AC going in here. Okay. So, coming to the left side. So, on the left side panel, you have your illumination controls. This button here will illuminate that center console as well as your infotainment screen, so you can make that pretty bright. You have your blind spot detectors, your lane keep assist, and your traction control. Coming here to the steering wheel, you have your controls to answer your phone. You have your digital voice assistant. If you have Android or Apple, that'll work with you, like Siri or Bixby or whatever the Android has. I'm an Apple guy, so I know it uses the Android assistant, but I'm not sure what it's called. Mode. So mode's pretty interesting. So on mode will set your media. So I'm going to go ahead and press mode and then take a look at the screen right here. It should change you there to what do you want that to be. So Bluetooth audio, phone projection, sound in nature, FM. So you can check which ones you use, and then when you click mode, it'll go ahead and cycle through that. So that's pretty neat. So let me just point out custom button right there, because I just did this in my new vehicle. You press custom, and then this little star button right there. A lot of people think it's favorites, but it's not. It's custom. You press that little button there, you can activate passenger talk, quiet mode. You could turn the display on and off, or you can activate the radio. So on this vehicle, because we have passenger talk, which is Kia's microphone, in vehicle communication system. Now when I press this button down here, the star button, it will activate passenger talk. So it's pretty cool. Let's see if it works. Yep, there it goes. I don't know if you could hear the reverb there, but definitely you can hear it. On my side, that's passenger talk, so that's pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize that's what this little star button does. They think it's favorites, and it is not favorites. Coming here to the center cluster. So the center cluster is, pretty self-explanatory, but I do get a lot of questions on it from people who aren't really familiar with, a newer vehicle. This button right here, the 2 pages button, this button right here will change that center console. So right now you have fuel economy, which is my favorite screen. It tells you your miles per empty, it tells you your gas mileage, and then you have like a working slide that'll tell you in real time what your average gas mileage is at that point in time, which I personally like. But you have a toggle switch right here, right underneath the pages switch. You have toggle. So if you toggle that guy down, this is where your trip info is. And then you also have your digital speedometer as well, which a lot of people ask me questions about. How do I get a digital speedometer? There it is. It's just using this toggle switch, going through the motions. Going left to right, which is what that page button does. Now you have compass. One more, you have your lane safety features, and then if you toggle that down, you have your attention warnings and your attention levels and tire pressure. Going one more, you're going to have settings. You can spend an hour and a half in this car and set this thing exactly how you like it. Like driver assistance, yes, you can set how you like the swiftness of that. If you want it more lighter than or more latent, you can manipulate those settings. So that would be, how the car reacts to any one of our several safety features, any of our ADAS features. So vehicle departure alert, lane follow assist, highway driving assist, highway auto curve slowdown. The little check mark means you can turn them off. So right there, I just turned that one off by pressing that button down right there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on, because I really do think these vehicles should have everything turned on when you buy it. If you don't like something, more than likely you could turn it off in this car. Like right there is your 2 press unlock. You can turn that right off if you don't like it. Again, settings galore. You can really do a lot in here. And then going back to your digital readout. I like this one, so I'm just going to leave it there. Cruise control. Cruise control is on this side of the steering wheel as well. So can't really demonstrate unless you're driving, which you do have your cruise control right there. This one does have the advanced cruise control, where you can set car lengths instead of miles per hour. So if you want to stay, let's say 3 car lengths behind somebody, if they do 100, you do 100, but you just press that button there and then you have your adaptive cruise control. This vehicle is a push to start, so there's the button there. If you've gotten this far, you probably already realized that. Oh look, a little piece of plastic. That is satisfying. You'll find plastic for days in these Kias. I own a Kia, and a year later I still found a piece of plastic out of nowhere from a car that I personally did myself. So you'll always find a piece of plastic somewhere along the line. Infotainment system. So this is my favorite part of the vehicle. I love this big beautiful screen here. It is a tri-level screen, so you have your time and your radio, then you have your map. If you can see the little inlays of the map, you can press it and it'll take you right to map, which is kind of cool. A lot of people don't realize that. They think you have to actually like be on this screen and swipe it towards the driver and then hit map, which you can. There's many ways to get to many of these different screens, but that is how you do that. I like how these are tri-level screens now, so you can manipulate this box right here and you can put different things on there. See, there's passenger talk, weather, music, another little map, which I don't know why that's an option, time, compass, and then calendar. Calendar is pretty cool. Actually, I like it a lot more than I thought I would, but on my iPhone I can just sync my calendar and then it just goes on there, and I do use my calendar a lot doing what I do, so that's actually kind of cool. If you want to go to the big screen, there's a little teeny white arrow right there. Press that guy and it'll collapse into the big screen. Pretty cool. If for any reason you don't like the touch screen of that, like you actually like physical buttons, you have your physical buttons right down here. Navigation, radio, media, channel seek, again, the little star for the custom button, and then takes you right to setup on that last one there. You have your dialing knobs right there, so volume and tuner, and then you have your climate down here as well. Dual climate control, so driver and passenger can be at different temperatures if you wish, and then you have your blower speed, up and down, your defrosters, your different directionals, like where you want the air going, AC, obviously you want that on. Anytime something is amber, that means it's on, and then you can control your rear climate by pressing that button right there. When you press that, it'll take you up here, and then you can set the lock. Like you can even lock the climate in the back like I was talking about, so they can't mess with it, only you can control it, but you can set that there. Little arrow takes you back a step, little house takes you home. So if I click back, it's going to take me back into your main settings here. Things of interest. So quiet mode is kind of cool. So I'm not going to play the music because I'll get flagged by YouTube, but in quiet mode, when quiet mode is selected, the radio is only played in the front speakers to level 7, and in the back speakers it is no longer active. So that's pretty cool. If you are having like a long road trip or you have people sleeping in the background, that kind of thing, you can activate the quiet mode. Little arrow takes you back like I was saying. Voice memo, phone projection, so that's like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this car, which I highly recommend. Like I said, I'm an Apple guy. I really do love Apple CarPlay. And then setup. You can play in setup for days, like I was saying. Setup in vehicle, then you can go in here and then you can, you know, change your climate. You can change all kinds of things. Screen layout, navigation, Yuvo, which is now kind of called Kia Connect, but Yuvo is our app, so you can do things like remote lock and unlock doors. Certain models you could do remote climate. One of my pet peeves is making sure 911 Connect is turned on. So what 911 Connect does is if your vehicle is damaged and the airbags are deployed and your phone is connected, it'll call 911 for you. So that's pretty cool. And in some cases, in certain areas, it may even give the dispatchers your location, which is pretty cool. So it's not 100% proven technology, you know, because a crash can disable the CPU, it can take out the computer. You know, it may not work 100% of the time, but it is definitely a very cool feature to have if you need it, and hopefully you don't. General, user profile. Let's go to user profile. So it's pretty cool. You can have 2 profiles and a guest profile. So you can customize the picture, you can customize your Kia Connect login. You can customize your profile layout, so that's actually pretty cool. So when you go back to home, this little picture right here, oops, if you click the picture, it takes you there too. But if you go swipe out, usually you have a little profile pic right there when you have your profile set up, and it'll say like Vince's car or Vince or whatever you want to put there. So it's pretty cool. Not too shabby for what it is. I mean, this is our mid-size flagship SUV. If you want to go bigger, you're gonna need something like a Tahoe or something that size. You do have a sunroof in this model too. You know, it's not the ultra wide sunroof or the panoramic, but it's a nice little sunroof for the driver and the passenger, and it's very easily manipulated by pushing the button right there. Now this particular car that I'm sitting in, not all S models have this, but this particular model I'm sitting in has the HomeLink mirror, so you can control radio frequencies there for your garage door opener. If you have a gated community, anything that requires you that uses a radio frequency to manipulate, those are your main two. You can do that right here using HomeLink. And this model, or not model, but this particular car, let's see if you can see it, has the interior lighting kit. So there's the interior lighting kit, which is pretty cool. I actually do enjoy interior lights. So you can change that color by, there's a little nub inside this like change holder right there. See the nub? If you press the nub, it'll change colors for you. Alright guys, sorry for that last little interruption there, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video with just a quick little test drive around the block with my final thoughts. Tellurides are really cool. They have been a consistent out of stock vehicle for the last 3 years since they were introduced at the Super Bowl in 2020. I remember it was that Super Bowl because the next day we had people wanting to come in and drive them. They weren't even released yet, but we cannot keep these guys in stock. Most of our inventory is pre-ordered or sold with people just calling in saying, hey, do you have any Tellurides available? It is very rare that this one here is available because the person dropped out on it this morning, which is why I wanted to get a quick video done on it, because I don't have a black copper one, I don't think, especially in a 2022 S model. The only downside of the vehicle I'm in right now is that it's a front wheel drive. So here in Colorado, that's a deal breaker. Out of our 14 Tellurides that we have incoming, this is the only one that is front wheel drive, and the lady did back out on it this morning apparently. I don't know why, it wasn't my deal, but front wheel drive in Colorado, a lot of people get paranoid with that kind of thing. So on to the next person, but they really don't sit very long, 24 hours, 48 hours tops. So it's insane. The 2023 Tellurides are already been announced and are coming out, so if you were to place an order for one, more than likely you're going to get a 2023. These are last couple months here that we have ahead of us. We're allocated through June, and that should be the last, if I'm not mistaken, of our Tellurides. So I'm just gonna go ahead, just a quick little around the block. Thank you guys for watching. If you have made it this far in my video, I definitely appreciate that. Remember, like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as my short-term goal, and I definitely do appreciate the business. There is a little deal going on, a little Kia Seltos, which is cool. And this guy, since it's our only one, goes right up on the pad. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you wish. And I will see you guys down at the dealership. Thanks.